Welcome to the DQ&Q Lifestyle Podcast with me, Marcus, and today we are going to talk about poor coping. But first, let's want to talk about the last podcast actually. I must have been going off on bare tangents. If you know me, you already know. Don't even watch it. So I don't mean don't watch it. I mean don't watch me. So I must have lost my train of thought. And I'm thinking, I thought, oh shit. And I thought, oh no, I'll just start it again. But then I thought, nah. Then I've remembered where it is. So I've tried to signal to myself to be able to, edit it and come back and chop it out and just click, how it goes. I couldn't find it. I'm trying to fast edit and I just couldn't find it. But then I did something else and it took it away from the screen. I thought I'm going to have to do it all again, even though I've edited the audio with the video, because they're two separate things. Obviously, so I was doing the overlay again or whatever it's called or whatever. Not too good on the technical terms. I just go through, my lad. Anyway, astaghfirullah. Well, that's not coming out either. That's staying in. And where was I? I'm doing it. Yeah, but then I fix what I'd done, it had all come back. I didn't have to edit it. But then I thought, let me check to see if this is back in. Make sure it saved where I'd saved it. And I couldn't find it. So if it's in, it's in. I haven't gone mad. I know what I'm doing. I just didn't know what I was doing. But you get it because you know me already, surely. Jerry Springer's dead. Mados. Cherry. I wonder if it's going to shut. Anyway. But yeah. R.I.P. Poor coping. So let's start from the beginning. My childhood the timeline's gonna be a bit mashed up because I don't fully know and we don't fully talk about it, so I can't sort the timeline out. So my childhood was banging from the day me born till about, I don't know if it was 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't know when it was. But it started to change around them, the ages. It just started to just go different. So I've gone from super loving, caring, mum's always there, hugs, come here son, sit here. I'll be like, can I sit? She'll be like, yeah, boom. Go we never went abroad, but just went to the seaside. And she made it special. It always felt magical. Christmas was always magical. Birthdays were always magical and special. I had, toys-wise, I had quite a bit. Clothes were a bit different, but toys, I had everything from He-Man to Turtles to Batman, wrestlers, Predators, Terminators, all kinds of mad. When I look back now, it's these 18 films. These 18 films. I've got 4 or 5 Terminators and Predators. I'm watching the films. Thundercats, everything. I've said Thundercats. Ghostbusters, got the Ghostbusters house, Batman mansion thing that spins round into the fucking Batcave. Batman, weird things. I was the belle of the ball with the man them, because the man them used to be yo, this guy's got things. I bring my toys out into the garden, boom, woolly heap playing around, and then they didn't have this is the ends, the hood, people are broke still. But I never really noticed, and they didn't really notice. But anyway, I'm just trying to give a bit of background, bit of settings. Things started to change. I don't know if me coming back and finding my mum in bed after she'd attempted an overdose was the first one, or if it were bits and bats I come home from school, kitchen doors destroyed, or I come home from school, or I come home from being out and the flipping doors are wide open, music's blasting, all the TVs are on, flipping Hoover's over the fence in the flipping road. Mum's not nowhere to be seen. Don't know where she is. I don't know which was which first. I think it might have been the suicide attempts. Big up my mum though. You know what I mean? This is not no slanderous thing. This is just settings. Yeah? And we'll get onto the thing, either this one or the next one, depending. We're time bound, my lads. Astaghfirullah. Anyway. So that's the beginning of this change, and I'm not kind of recognizing it, and I don't really know what's going on. She's gone in the hospital. I'm living with one cousin. These cousins are older than me. These cousins have got kids my age. I'm living with this cousin, then I'm living with the next one. I'm living with my auntie, which is them lot's mum. Then I'm living with some next woman that I didn't even know. It turns out to be the future my half brother, his mum, that she was pregnant with him. Dad's supposed to be looking after me. Dad's took me and just dropped me off at some woman's house in the next city. Like, what? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, and I've always had a certain feeling, like negative feelings towards them periods in my life, because I just didn't like it. Because for one, I wasn't with my mum, I wasn't at home, and it was all different styles. It was just all weird. It was all weird because 3 of the places didn't have like kids like of any like ethnic makeup, so it was all like, and it's not what I was kind of used to. Even though my mum's white, do you know what I mean? That's her side of the family. Like, it was just food wise, it was just, I've always been skinny funny with food, so I didn't really eat. So I'm guessing that on top of it, looking back now, that had an impact. Because when you don't eat, and more it is, kids use food as a control, so I probably weren't eating because I was probably trying to say something without saying it, do you know what I mean? Because I haven't been spoken to about it. When I did try to speak about it, like, people wouldn't really listen, so I never felt heard. So I've got like, or I did have massive not heard stuff going on. Like, if I didn't feel heard, I'm kicking right off. It's still a little bit here now, do you know what I mean? But I'm more articulate with it, and I can go about it in a bit more of a like positive or a solution-based way in a sense, but it still kicks up, do you know what I mean? But I'm aware of it now, I didn't know back then. Yeah, then like, it was just all weird, but big up to all them people that looked after me though, because at the end of the day, they didn't have to. Where would I gone, in care or something? Do you know what I mean? Or like fostered, I don't know where I would have gone, do you know what I mean? So big up all these people that looked after me, the family and that, do you know what I mean? But unfortunately for me, it's traumatic. I didn't like it. I didn't like anything about it, do you know what I mean? Like, at that time, because I didn't know what's going on with my mum. What killed it, I always liken it to the IPP sentence, because I didn't know when I was going home. No one could give me like any, I couldn't express myself. I was trapped under their rules and stuff. So when I went to prison for the first time, like, I thought like, I've been here before. I've been somewhere I don't want to be, that I don't like. Food's like, I don't like the food. I don't like the rules or the regime, but we go through. And on the first sentence, I knew when I was getting out. Do you know what I mean? The second sentence, I knew roughly when I was going to get out. But, you know, so I was kind of primed for prison from this period of my life. It happened like twice, but it wasn't for long though. I thought it was for longer. When I spoke to someone, she goes, "Oh no, I was only in hospital for like this many weeks and that many weeks." And it was like, it felt like a lifetime. But as a kid, time feels long, do you know what I mean? I know why as well. I'm sure you guys do. Just Google it. It's a quick Google search and it makes sense. So yeah, but big up the people that looked after me still. Yeah. So that all this stuff's happening, loads of things are changing. I don't know what's going on. I'm not talking about it. Just can't talk about it. Anyway, I've gone back to home's care and I'm not the same. I think I'm burnt. I'm scarred from this stuff and I'm worried now in case it happens again. So I'm like almost angry towards my mum with it, in a sense. Yeah, I was one of them kids that's like, "Oh, fuck off, shut up," at times. Do you know what I mean? Because of all this stuff, this change that's happened over the years, slowly I've changed. Like, I've gone from like, and my mum's like heavily drinking at this time as well. But it's all, like I say, she's not just out of the blue. Just, there's been things that over time, like as I've done the therapy and understood myself, obviously I've looked at like my parents and I've looked at everything. I've looked at quite a lot of things. And I'm able to understand where her life started to come apart at the seams. It was a gradual thing from what I can see, only from my perspective. Do you know what I mean? It'd be better if I could talk to family and get like a decent view to build it out a little bit more, but I've only got like my bit that I kept seeing, and then obviously when I, do you know what I mean? Like and what she's said over the years when she's pissed up and that, you know how you get when you're drunk, you're like, and you start blaming it, this and that. So, you know, there's truths in it, so you can build something around it, like a narrative, and understand what's going on. Which allows it, you mentioned me, you might have heard me say in the last one, on the last pod, saying about how I grew, which made the relationships better, because obviously they're still in their stuff. Everyone's in their stuff, unless you've, like said, done therapy and done something about it, where you've like been one type of person, gone through a transition, and then come out of that the other side. I don't know why every time I'm on the pod, I'm burping, I'm belch up the place, Ron, letting off burps, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, so, anyway, you was one person, you've analysed it, transitioned into, like, who you are now. Like, it'll be different because you've understood why you was like that, processed a lot of stuff, able to make better choices, because then you look at your belief system. I don't mean religion. I mean like what basically your beliefs are. You should do this and you should do that. That's what you believe should be done. That's what you believe. Like, so racism is like a belief system. Like, you believe that you are better than these people and you should not just, I'm on about racism in going everywhere, not just like white to blacks or whatever, like, oh, this one. I'm on about blacks to this, Asian, everyone to everyone. Yeah, it's like a belief system. It's normally instilled from parents. And if it's not instilled from parents, it's instilled by friends. And if it's not instilled by friends these days, it's instilled by the internet. And like I say, it becomes the way you think, and the way you think that what you believe, your beliefs. Do you know what I mean? How you should be, or how people should be, or what should be done. Like, you can see that my beliefs, I believe that people can change. That it's possible, because I changed. I've seen people change when I was on the therapeutic community. Like, so it wasn't just me, one, it was others as well. And I've seen how they changed and how they were before. The ups and downs of the roller coaster of the like transitional period, and then how they are now. Like, two people that I do keep in contact with, highly successful as much as they can be. And it's not like being highly successful. I'm not talking like this mad millions. I'm going off on it. Anyway, so I'm like this with my mum, yeah? But it's come over time, like I said. So I think it happened about 6 or 7 or something. I always think about 6, but then I also think year 6. But year 6, I was like 9 or 10, I'm August baby, and also I was young and thing. So I wasn't like 11 when I left. But I always think that, I can't really remember. I just remember coming home from school, 3 o'clock, gone upstairs, she's in bed. What the fuck? That's the rapper before. I'm opening her eyes, what you doing? Get up, I'm hungry. She's not listening, I'm watching Hey Arnold, whatever, Bruno, the kid, whatever we were called. She's still not up, it's 6 o'clock now, what the fuck? She's still in bed, just eyes open, like half open, like mad. I don't know what's happening. I remembered that it's like a certain day that my mum's friend goes to bingo across the road. I've gone over there, you know, my mum's, and she's like, what? That's not normal. Come over. Boom, ring ambulance. It was mad. I might have even gone to hers that night. I don't know, because she's a good one as well. Big up Jane. So yeah, so also sorry, I was drinking and stuff. So as I'm like coming up to her, I'm like, mom, like, and I'm wanting to like talk. I'm scared. I've always been able to kind of talk to her, but not really talk to her. But could talk to her. Do you know what I mean? Like, but like she's just like drinking on phone. What? No, and that's it. So I'm starting to be emotionally abandoned now. So like by the time I got to the TC now, I'm beginning to realize, after listening to all this talk in this group, all these people talking, people that have been for a while, so they've got like some knowledge, people that are new, and they're like they've been here for a bit longer than me, but they're still new. And they're talking their things, they're starting to get it a little bit and open up more. Then there's new people that are talking from like the complete opposite. Like, I don't care, I don't know, my upbringing was all right. You find out that his mum was a flipping and his dad, and it's like, yeah, that's not all right, mate, that's not normal. But we see it as normal. We don't know no different until we do. One of my new sayings is, to know better is to do better. Trademark pending, take it for now. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm starting to like, so now it's like the mom, like, and I'm just upstairs in my room on my own. Do you know what I mean? Like, and she's downstairs. Might get fed, might not. Like, I'm not dying, because I just bought some cereal or toast or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyone that knows me growing up, I've always been skinny. But I've been funny with food anyway. And even when I was getting fed, I was skinny, but it's mad. So like I'm developing this thing. So now I'm getting this like resentment now. Once again, the words I'm using is what I've learned on the TC, what I understand now. I didn't know then, because I'm just portraying it. I don't know what I'm feeling, but I'm just outwardly, you fucking, and she's just drinking all the way through this. And like I say, I'm not getting no emotional attention. I'm not getting parented. I'm not growing. So I begin to understand that I'm emotionally stunted. So although on the TC I was like 28 or 29 or something, emotionally I was still a preteen. So I blow up on a mad thing, like no understanding. But obviously also it's not just that. I always had the temper, but it depended where I let it out. Once I jumped on the road thing that I was kind of touching on last time, that we'll go into further on the next one. that was pushed more because, like I said, I'd finally let go. When I'm seeing the man who used to say, just get mad, man, what are you doing? Just let go. You know what I mean? So when I did let go and I could release this, and then unadulterated on another adult male that can take it, it was mad. Because previous to that, I'm punching doors. You've seen the memes on Thingy, right? But I'd see my brothers do it. It's one of the brothers, there's door, there were like holes in every door. I've changed all them doors in my mum's house now. So don't worry about any of that, yeah? We're rectifying. I'm a rectifier now. The shame has built up. I'm a rectifier right round there. Not to don't know what the other brothers are doing. They're on a mad thing still. They're mad. You know what I mean? Like, no rectifying whatsoever. Anyway, when I watch that, I'm the youngest. It's on my shoulders. I feel like it's on me. I guess for one, I think the youngest always get, like, they didn't have toys like me. They were born in like the 70s. They're old. Do you know what I mean? 80s baby. You know, you get it. I'm the youngest, so it just goes that this guy's got like a better platform to build upon because the mum's learned off the other two. Yeah, it just happens, innit? The first one's the test baby. Then you know how to parent. But anyway, I'm going like off topic and a bit. Yeah. So, when me there, emotionally stunted, 28, but I'm not. I'm 28 chronologically. As time goes by, I'm getting older. Emotionally, I haven't got the skill set to talk things through, to understand anything. Do you know what I mean? If it's not my way, it needs to be controlled. I need to control it and dominate it for it to go my way. That's all I know. I know you guys know what I'm talking about because you look at fuckers around, ain't it? And you know what I'm saying it. That's what I'm saying. The first step accountability is to say, you know what, I am. Because these people are saying stuff to me, yeah? They're saying, oh, this, that. And I'm saying, what? I'm saying, no. Couldn't see it. I'm all in jail for a crime I did. I'm me. And I'm blaming the victims. I'm saying I won't be here if it weren't for them two snitching. And I was on that narrative from, obviously that's the road men take. We blame other people, innit? I'm fucked as well. I got troubles as well, like the rest of you, man. We blame others. We don't blame ourselves. We don't do no wrong. I used to literally think everybody's an arsehole. People are arseholes. They are. Even though I've done a TC, they still are. But guess what? Me too. I was an arsehole, still can be an arsehole, don't get me wrong, but I was a full-blown arsehole. That's it, top and bottom. Didn't know that I'm setting things off. I'm blaming them. Now, don't get me wrong. On this offence, I didn't start it, but I didn't have to do what I did. I could have walked away. Shout out to them, man, anyway, yeah? Big up them. Apologies, all them thing there. Obviously, if you're watching, I don't know. But I apologise. But anyway, I started to realise, no. Regardless how them man are going in, they didn't back me up in a corner. I could have walked off. But no, not me at that time. Once someone engages me negatively, because of my past, I can't take it. Now, one of the main things that popped up for me in that instance is abandonment. As these men, well, not these men, there was two of them, but one of them's talking up differently wicked to me. I'm thinking, I'm blown away. I'm thinking the roles have changed because how are these men chatting to me like that? Like, I look like, I'm thinking, these men think, but anyway, these are the things that go from my, I'm thinking I have to do something here. I have to show out and just go wicked and bad because what's popped into my mind is this now. I can't let the man them find out that these men have chatted wicked and bad to me and I've done no. I'm in my mind. Remember the mad thing I was talking about the last one about like when the guy said some name and all of a sudden I'm thinking this guy's threatening me. This guy's not threatening me, but that's just my threat system. I'm hypersensitive due to my traumas, like growing up, yeah? Due to my upbringing or due to situations and events that happen in my upbringing, we're hypersensitive. So we just go on wicked and bad because we're waiting, we're looking out for threats. And once we think there's a threat, we get onto it, yeah? That's hypersensitivity because of growing up like that, yeah? Obviously, people have different responses. People that are violent will go off like how I did kind of thing. Along the same lines. Not exactly the same, but it's a similar thing. Obviously, I don't know how someone that doesn't go off violent would do at this moment in time. But we can explore on the next one. Yeah, so for some reason, I thought these men are going to find out that these men have chatted to me like that. I don't know how. we don't fucking know these guys. I don't know these guys anyway. I've just been in jail. I'm out now trying to party and thing, and then I'm getting like, you know, it's like, knives out, lights out, mad. Like I say, apologise for that. That shouldn't have happened. Looking at it now, like, so, you know what I mean? So it's a shame of mine. The shame, I'm able to use the shame to not do certain things again. Yeah? Because as much as in the lifestyle, I started to realise this. In the lifestyle, yeah, this road thing, that is something to brag and boast and gives me ratings. You just see Wooly per Stars and Stripes when you're looking at Deeks, you're saying, yo, guess what Deeks is fucking on his... Yo, just be careful around him. He might just... You get me? And that's what I want, because of the fear of growing up a certain way, being abandoned emotions. So that kicks into like partners as well. That's the woman thing, the mum, the girl, you know, you get in. So when you think she's emotionally abandoning you, you're just going off on a mad thing, you're ranting, you're raving, you're storming out, you've left, you've done up, you've just, do you know what I mean? But we'll get to that on the next one. Relationship instability. Keep an eye out for that if you want to know about relationships and my view and what I've been up to and learned and thing. So yeah, I've ranted, I've raved, I forgot what I'm saying, but I'm just going to come to this. So the shame. So then I thought to myself, do you know what? These things that I get up to, like this crime now, if I go to this crime and say, yo, just what up to, man, you know, the man will be like, yo, ratings are up again. Deeks is active. Calls, they want me by their side when it's popping. You know, we're in a club, you just get, there you go, like, boom, yo. Over there, I'm front, like, I'm on it. But I thought, but I wouldn't go to my aunties or my mum and say, yo, hiya, just stabbed two guys. And they'd be like, ooh, have you? They'd be like, no, they probably drink, I know they drink police. I couldn't go to judge. I'm like, hey, kid, only gonna stab two guys. And judge is gonna be like, ooh, hey up, Mortimer, got a real one here. I thought, now you have to keep that hidden. I thought, you have to keep it hidden. That's like shame. That's shame. I thought, oh my gosh. I said, I want to walk this planet and I want to be able to brag and boast about what I do. Man like Marcus, not Deekers, Marcus, podcasts. Marcus does gym. Marcus, DQ&Q fitness, DQ&Q lifestyle, fitness instructor. Marcus, peer support worker, helping people that have been arrested. Marcus, crisis support worker, helping people in mental crisis. That's what I want to walk around and say, be big and proud and bossy. NHS, commission, bam, bam, bam. It wasn't exactly that because I didn't know this was going to happen. But this is what I'm talking about. This is like the kind of, I just wanted to say what I'm doing to get with my ratings. Alhamdulillah, you know what I did. So anyway, I digress. This is, you know what I mean? I should be calling it Don't Digress, Never Digress, but it's not DGNG. No, it's not DDND. It's DQ&Q. Don't quit, never quit. Because it's the lifestyle we're living now. We don't go back. We don't step back. We just move forward. Yeah. Anyway. Remedy. So yeah. Same emotionally stunted. Gonna be off topic here. But I can bring it back a little bit anyway. So, poor coping. Mum's still drinking. Like, I started to hate it. So, school, I didn't really like school, yeah? I didn't mind school. But, you know, it's school. It's a chore. And you know, like, everything would be alright. I'd leave the yard in the morning some days, yeah? Wouldn't see my mum, she's in bed because obviously she was bust up last night. I go to school and everything's blessed. I'm kind of forgot I'm because I'm one of them guys that kind of compartmentalize. And I'm just in the school thing. I won't be in school like moping around. Like, I'm like about in school, and I can see now like how some of my behaviors were in school. Like I was a bit forceful, and I can be a bit vindictive and spiteful at times. You know what I mean? Because that's that stuff coming out, that what's happening at home. But I'm not verbalizing it, and I'm not just moping around for people to there me. And do you know what I mean? I'm just putting it to the side. I've always done that. And in that moment in time, I'm happy because I'm with them and them. I'm chilling. We're just having laughs and jokes and bare chat and bare talk. Then I get off the bus and I'll be walking up the hill. And then it hit me like, oh. So I walk up the hill so far, my brethren. Well, we got to the top of the hill, then he'd go his way, carry on going, and I just take my left to my yard. And I'd open that door and smell that liquor, and I'd think, fuck, you know. As soon as I open the door anyway, straight ahead's the living room. She's on the end of the sofa, drink, phone in hand. And what it is when she's drunk, she's not a drunk her. She's a different person. Like, there's only another guy that I know, my brethren's brother. My brethren's still. Hold tight him, to be honest, as well, because man, everyone's going through stuff. It's a hard life. And yeah, so when she's drunk, due to the medication she's on for the anxiety, the depression, it turns out it has a negative, like, has an effect, and like, so that's why. And one time he comes to my yard, my brethren, and he's seen my mum's like tablets, and no one's ever said anything about himself tablets, because they don't indicate what he knew the names. He's like, oh, I'm on that, or I've took that, or I should be on that, but he didn't take it because it's a madness. And he loved the drink. He fucking loved the drink. But he turned into a different person. He's drunk, merry, and then bang, he's not just a drunk, but he's a different person. Complete personality transplant, mad, just like her. And that's it, come home. So I've had no mum in the morning. I'd come home from school and there's no mum in the evening. So in the morning it's because she was in bed. In the evening it's because she's pissed. I can't sit down and chat to her. I've had a bad day. I've got done for this. I'm like, oh, mum, can you help me with this? I want to go to like whatever, like, I was going to count some money or something, like, so I just get it out of the purse. Like, I'm going to get like £1 or £2 or something, man, just so I can get, fuck knows, I don't know. Might just go chip shop, or might just get a drink, a pop, or might buy some cereal, some milk or whatever, bread. Bare tea, I'm drinking bare tea. You know what I mean? Woolly tea I get drunk round in. I realised it suppresses appetite. But I do like the sugar as well. I've got quite a high sugar. I have quite a high sugar diet, mate. Don't follow me. It's not good. So yeah, so that's the emotional abandonment. That's the neglect that I had from like 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know, 10. I'm not too sure. Do you know what I mean? Up until, well, forever really, but really it wasn't forever. But till properly, when I brought the chain, not me, when the, you know what I mean, justice system brought the chain and sent me to prison at 24, do you know what I mean? Because I was the man child to death. You know, one of them ones there, lived at home all the time. I had a flat for a bit, but spent more time at mum's because man's juggling and them things there. And that's in the end, but I've got a flat up in the posh bits or whatever for like about a year or so. But it was killing me going up there. It was pointless having it, do you know what I mean? Because I wasn't, the way I'd operate, I had to be in the ends doing my bits and bats, because obviously 4 lights with the man, them can't really trust the man them with the line, and that everyone doing some Janelle team, they're trying to take man sales, but obviously like the sales want me, luckily, because my name good like Marks and Spencer, them I say, hey, hello. Don't trap, it's dead, I'm telling you. I'm doing way better now. Started from 0, come out of prison with like £100. No, they gave me £70 I think when I got out. And I might have had about £100 or £150 on my thing. So I had to come out with about £200. And I'm in a strong position now. It feels real, it feels strong. Base, like, foundations. The trapping thing is just like, and I've got a lot of things going on in a sense, and I've made some connections and stuff. I've got good people around me, like, directing me and helping me out. Where in that lifestyle, it's like all you've got is that P. But I don't want to digress right now. You know I'm dying to digress. But I'm going to talk about it in the next one, isn't it? Yeah, so yeah, got to like 15. So I'm going through this every night, and then she's shouting me, she's just calling me all the way downstairs to just send me to the back door to lock it or something. Like, it's all this, it's like mental torture, all this stuff that she's doing and saying and da-da-da. She's not being honest. Then I'm trying to, like, every now and again I'd like just blow up, and when she's on the phone to like somebody, I'd be like shouting what she's doing. She's done this, she's done that, she's done this. She just say I'm lying. He's lying. And they're believing her over me. I'm the truth teller. I'm the child. And yeah. So I never developed properly in emotional thingy, and I never developed understanding either. So as much as I'm like 13, 14, 15 now, I'm quite naive because I haven't developed my understanding about things. No one ever explained anything. My dad never explained nothing. Like, it was like a mockery thing. Like, so big up my dad though, because like I said, everyone goes through their things, and everyone just, we'll get to parents on the next pod. In the next pod, actually, relationship instability, that's where that will come about. So tune in. Yeah. So I've mentioned about chilling with certain man. That was my nice little escape with these man, these in-betweeners, all tight like Isaiah. Big up Isaiah. Big up Adam. Big up Dale. Big up Stuart. Big up fucking Daniel. Who else was up there? Apologise if I forgot anybody. But that's all was up there with it. It was a nice getaway, jump on the bus, go up there. And like I said, it was like an in-betweeners. Like, it was like light and joke and jovial and that. Dale's got us going to fucking, like, he kept disappearing on a Tuesday. We're like, yo, where were you going on a Tuesday? Why'd you never chill? I think I pulled it out. Like, yo, you're never about on a Tuesday. Why go on? My man goes, he's at cadets. I said, oh my gosh. The man's an army, you, like. I was like, cadet. Anyway, we went. I hated it. They kept going on at me. I just kept putting my hands in my pockets. I didn't even realise I was doing it. Just get your hands out of the pockets. Blah, blah, blah. I said, you know what? I can't do this, me. They loved it. They kept going back. I said, yo, choosing going to cadets and that. Yeah, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Mum wants me to, fuck knows what I said. You know what I mean? Them man might be able to remember still. But anyway, they carried on going. Then they fucked it off because I think one of them got shouted at, or one of them pissed, or I think one of them went drunk or something, or some mad thing. I don't know. But anyway, we used to have like a little drink or smoke on the weekends. I don't think I was really smoking properly. But it was a nice little getaway. But anyway, so obviously them things have happened, like that I've said about them man rolling up on us, and things have happening like violence and stuff. And I was sick of feeling vulnerable. I didn't know that I was feeling like that. I just didn't like it. I've always felt secure because my dad's like a big man kind of thing. And this is like waning, and I'm having to be a man now in my mind. So I'm searching. Do you know what I mean? Never had like a father figure there fully. My dad's been there here and there, don't get me wrong. But we've got a good relationship now. But yeah. So I was searching for that male. That's literally just. He literally just takes me now. That's mad. But anyway, I was searching for that strong male role model. I didn't realise, and that's what the gang feels, and that's what all you like. There's a lot of single mums out there. Like I say, everything happens. Like, no one can blame anyone for anything, and kids go into gangs. Generally, single mum. But that's not your problem or your fault. That's just human nature. Human nature makes a man, especially, even girl, to be honest, because the daughter will be looking for a man because she didn't have a dad, or she didn't have a good role model, a good male figure in her life. So then she finds these mad waste man because she's used to seeing chaos, woman getting slapped, or dad coming pissed, or slamming doors, or arguing and that. So when she sees a man that goes off like that because the mum's stuck with him, they start to like internalize and unconsciously start to like think that this is normal, that you stay with them even though they're going off on a mad one. So that's when you see them with a madman, or if there's no dad there at all, they go searching, and the easiest ones to find are the madmen kind of thing. They don't know about stability, or they haven't got a good base themselves in terms of like, like good job, good goals, career goals, knowing where they want to be. So they've got so there's no stability. This is going to be the next one really. So then they find a man that's got no stability either. He's a trapper, he's here, he's there, he's on road, he's in prison. He's got cash yank, he's with her, he's not, he's this and that, he's hitting her, he's not, he's cool, he's not, he's da-da-da-da, like all that, because she's got no stability, so they don't. Yeah. Then the man, no father figure, he wants to have the strong male role model, part of something, and then that's the gang's law, what laws him in. So yeah, I started chilling with these man and we started smoking weed. And I could go home. I went home the first night I smoked. I remember laughing for it was becoming painful. It was hurting my cheeks and my fucking abs were on fire. I was pissing myself. I'm talking like the Joker. Now the Joker just got this like maniacal laugh. He just laughed for hours on end. I was for like an hour and 45 minutes. I even went home laughing. I said, and these men getting like, yo, what you doing? Like, trying to half grab me and that, and like this guy's on a mad one. Like. It was mad. Anyway, but I've gone home. I used to sit on the floor, lean against my bed, like watching telly. And I remember just like being like just kind of like gouching in a sense, just like knocking out. And the madness is happening. My mum's blasting the music out. It's like fucking 10:30. She's got it blasting. And it didn't bother me. Like, because I'm just knocked out. I just like wake up probably through the night somewhere. I'd wake up in bed because my brothers put me in bed, or my mum somehow woke me up and got me back. I don't even remembered. Because obviously when you smoke weed, you kind of like, you don't dream, it's like black out in a sense. And it's like school. Let's go to school. You know what I mean? It was all right. So that's where the coping. I realized I could cope through that circus that I lived in, that madhouse, that madness. Because I had no support or protection. Even I got two older brothers. One's 9 years older than me. One's 12. It was like I was the only child because by the time I'm like, when I'm born, they're like 9 and 12. When I'm 10, they're like 19 and 22. So they were just never really around me. One brother spent more time around me. The other one spent like zero time around me. It's been kind of zero time around any of the family, any of his own family, just other people's families he's around. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what's going on with my brothers really. I don't know what their traumas are because obviously like, they're too old for me and I just don't really know. The stuff that I get is just like what they've done. I don't know what the cause was. So yeah. So it's on my own. I couldn't speak to anyone. The brother that's like he just teething left, right, and centre. So there was no safety. I didn't feel safe. I couldn't leave not in the house because with full blown noise teething because man's smoking the food, and my mum was still letting him in the house for him to come up and teeth me brand new phone that I got for my birthday 2 days ago. Teeth me fucking my PlayStation that I got for Christmas. You know what I mean? Like teeth me money that I've saved up trying to go to fucking swimming or something. Got a bag full of money. It's got coins. It's got all kinds of coins in there. Yeah. Got to swimming, ready to open my bag, pour it in, pull out, like, there'll be bare pound coins in it. There's nothing in there but coppers. It took everything but the coppers. Like, and this is time and time and time again. And she's constantly letting him in the house, or because she's pissed and she's got the doors open, he's just coming in, sneaking around, doing his thing, robbing her purse, It was a mad time. Like, so I've got no safety. So constantly, my anxiety is through the roof. I'm worrying that something's going to go wrong because I can't trust her. There's no trust in the house. I can't talk to her without her telling someone else in the family. Like, so there's no, like, trust. I didn't have no trust for nothing and no one. Do you know what I mean? But I could trust that the man them had my back. And that sealed it. So once again, even though I'm talking about my brothers like this, my mum like this, my dad like this, big up them. Everyone's got their reasons for how they are. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't the best at the time. So I'm talking about this like I'm the victim. They've got their victim talks. They've been the victim of people. Do you know what I mean? They might be my victims at time. We're all creating victims as much as we are the victim. And that's a realization as well. It's called the victim position. And it's hard to get yourself out. So when I'm saying everyone's an arsehole, I was in the victim position. That mindset there, that belief system, that's like part of the victim position because I'm thinking everyone's arseholes because people do things to me. You know, one's there. Even though I've created 2 victims on the thing that I went to jail for, even the other guy as well, he snitched as well. But with him, I didn't even have to approach him like that. Do you know what I mean? That was pressures of the man them. People knew. I had a fight with my brother, the one that smokes the... Everyone knew that it's like allegedly had this fight. I'm just trying to find out if they had this fight because I know my brother's a madman and he's a manipulator, the crackhead one. He just gets people to do things for him, makes them think what he thinks, and he's just a manipulator, mad all the time. So I'm aware of this. So the reason I mashed down the man's really not really for it was a mad thing because because he's like the victim because he's a crackhead, so he gets like they get broke down all the time and stuff happens. They come back crying and all this mad stuff, and it knocks onto my mum because my mum's worried that her son's gonna fucking lose their lives, even though and then. The one that's 12 years, just a mad alcoholic at the time. He's not now, he's been sober for years. Big up him for doing that. So he's a mad alcoholic and that, and he's been in hospital for his alcoholism and stuff, a mad thing, or drink dependent, however you want to say it. So fearing he's going to die. So my mum's got this anxieties as well. So my mum's anxious because of her own stuff and her own traumas. Then she's got this fucking first son that's just a mad alcoholic. Do you know what I mean? That's going in hospital for his fucking fuck knows, alcohol related stuff. Next one's a crackhead. He's on a mad thing. Mad stuff's happening to him because obviously he's a crackhead. His teeth and he's robbing, like blatant, like man them and that, like man that can do him things and they're coming to do things and they're threatening the house, burn down the house, kill the fucking kids, all these mad Manchester gang. He's on them, so she's worried about that. Then there's me. Oh, then my brother the crackhead one started drinking mad and he'd done like enough damage in like 2 or 3 years that the other one that had been drinking for 20 years had done. Like he'd done it in like 2 years. It's like he woke up. He'd fucked himself up with drinking and that as well, so she's worried about that. Then it's me. I'm on the road, thing she knows what I'm going, like she's thinking my life's gonna go because it's mad round the ends and or I'm gonna take someone's life and I'm gonna end up in prison forever, so she's got mad stuff going on which is gonna fuel her drinking. So although her drinking they were adults by the time she was getting pissed, I'm the only one that experienced my mum's alcoholism because I was still a dependent. As I said, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you know what I mean? Up until it's not happening as much now. I take my hat off still because my mum's in a really good position. She's done a few things. She's done a few changes, and it's knocked on. There's been a loss. The dog that we've had for like a decade and a half died, so she's alone now. But it's still, you know, she's holding it up really well. Really proud of her, to be honest. Yeah, because I've never seen this strength in her before. But I think there've been a few things like that have led up to it. Again, things lead up to things. So on the TC, things led up to me being who I am now. The progression of me, where the stuff that I'm on about, like when people get into like a mad thingy, there were things that led up to the destruction of my mum, the destruction of me, the destruction of my brothers, whatever. So we've all got our reasons, you know. The ones there, but it's just understanding them that can help us move forward. Because it's like, oh, why did I do that? Do I need to do that? Does that help me? No, it's destructive behaviours. So yeah, smoking, going home, and that's how that coping mechanism started, like smoking, because it was to cope with the madhouse at home. And then it progressed into like, you know, like, so it was like smoking with a man. I didn't buy anything at the time. I was smoking with a man. I could go home after a couple of dreads and be mashed up, you know, the ones there, but them man there, the old man used to build big up spliffs and pass it around the man. I mean, like a couple of them going around, and yeah, them start to buy my own, you know, $2.50 each for a 5, or maybe a couple of quid each, couple of us, like 4 of us, then it's like 3 of us, then it's 2 of us, because we're smoking more and more now, then it's just our own, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was just a mad one. And then the drinking. So drinking started, I think I started drinking like regular, like every weekend, or every other weekend, about 17-ish. And also in the flats, one of the man them. It was like an afternoon drink. Have a little drink, buy like a little quarter of Chekhov vodka, old type Chekhov. Obviously Coke, half it, me and my bridging. Put like an 1/8 in each. When I think about it now, that's mad. I've got 1/8 of vodka. Little buzz up, little twist up. Obviously we're smoking a little bit. Not much though, because we didn't want to get too whatever. But then we'll be sober by like 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock. It's cool. Do you know what I mean? We weren't really bothered like that. Anyway, started trapping properly, full blown. Papa P's coming in now. Realised one day, I thought, what if I get sucked and go to prison? I haven't been out yet. Like, being out downtown, like mashing it up, like making bare memories and just utilising this P that I'm started going out. Do you know what I mean? So that's how that bit started. Because before that, I just didn't spend no money. I'll be on the ends. I didn't have no money. I'll be on the ends. Just about, if I need a drink, I just go home, have a drink, come back out. If I was hungry, I go home, have something to eat, come back out. Do you know what I mean? I got into this like discipline thing for like 6 months before. Then I started trapping, making pure P, and I'm still in this discipline. I'm not spending no money. Then I broke it, and that must have been the worst thing I did. I should have stayed, because I'm back to that now. Well, I still spend money. I've got bare weight on me now. I spend money on food like it's nothing, takeaways and just shopping and stuff. But that's my only vice. Like, I barely buy clothes. And there's the Cobra Kai thing from Tesco, you know. Cobra Kai thing from Tesco, have a look. I'm just trying to show you that I'll kick you up. So, just... I want this front foot to... Anyway. I broke it, started going out. The drinking. It's mad. I didn't do no party drugs, because I'm mad on the road anyway. I'm doing my bits. People know me. I'm getting about. I'm going to the gym. I'm in shape now from that skinny youth that's been neglected kind of thing, you know what I mean? So when I put a shift in, I'm putting a shift in. I'm starting to get better at fighting, because I'm having like fighting off and downtown. Obviously, it's like drunken fights in a sense. But I'm starting to learn what people do and stuff, and I'm decent now. Like, not trained or anything. And it was a buzz. I got addicted to that. Because it was always the champion. Always a champ. I always won. Man's like 70-0. Nah, I've got one L still. It was a big L. But, yeah, I mean, things happened before that I got bust. But big up them man that bust the eye. I've got no qualms, no beef with any man. I'm blessed with everyone. They might still not like me because they're still in their stuff, but that's fine, because don't change until you change. You know, anyone's there, but not the people that matured and people we're old now. Our knees hurt, our backs aren't. You know what I mean? And we don't really want to get too busy because the punch that we threw is the punch that hurt us because we didn't warm up first. Shoulder's gone. It missed him anyway. He's it's mad. Anyway, but from there, so the man's drinking like nights out, like Friday, Saturday. Then there was like this like Banus, like Thursday thing. So it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but then Kingdom's open as well. So it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday downtown. We'd have like a quick drink up on a Wednesday, on a Tuesday, like in the ends and that. Like a couple man, not couple man, beer man, couple girl. You know what I mean? And that's it. I'm just trapping all the while, whatever. And then it's like, you know, get a bit older, chilling like a smaller batch of man, like 3, 4, 5. So it's like a calm thing. Don't want the rowdiness and that. Or you start going on bare like little like little like yo, got a girl, little drink up. You know, come through. Man's taking man are like trying to brook down the girl or brook up that, and man's having to like cut off man like I ain't taking you. Find the next group. I can take this man with me and everything's calm. If she don't wanna, that's fine. You know, them ones there. Or if anything, we can just go and chill. If no one's letting off, we can go have a smoke, have a drink. Everyone's blessed, laughing. We can cut. Yeah. So, well, went a bit quiet there. I thought it cut out. Yeah. Then we'll be like at the yard, possibly at my mum's yard. My mum used to let us chill in the yard. Like, because she like thinking, as long as these men are off the road, I know where they are, everything's blessed, my son's safe, don't mind. So we'd smoke there, then we drink there, and then sometimes the money won't come, and then you drink on yourself, you know what I mean? And then you start to get lonely, and you're thinking, do you know what? Because it's chasing that, like, it's all chasing originally, them original nights out. Every night out from them original ones, when you first go out, when it's all new and it's all wicked and all bad. Like, that's what I was saying, I got enough for a mad one. So I was a bit of a madman anyway. I'm watching these men that aren't mad like me in the daytime. On the night time, going wicked and bad. I'm like, what's up with these men? Oh, my man sniffed up. I'm thinking, rah. These men are going off wicked and bad now on the sniff. So I thought, fucking hell, I can do that on a sober day, on a Sunday morning, 9 o'clock. Like, just go off wicked and bad and just. And I thought, if I take coke, I'm probably going to end up killing someone. And that scared me. That thought there. I says, I ain't taking coke. So I never took coke. Never took no pills because I seen all these men. Like, once again, these like reserved guys just doing all this mad dancing about, like, and keep kissing me on my cheek and saying, yo, and they're catching me off guard, proper quick, like, yo, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, forget all that. Like, and I'm thinking, I am not dancing around kissing, man. I'm not taking that. I never took pills. So yeah. That's covered that bit that I left 10 minutes ago. Apologies, but and the reason my timelines were a bit mashed up is because of the trauma going up. Timelines were a bit mashed up. Didn't process nothing, but it gets better. You know what I mean? It's got better. So yeah, and then you're chasing those nights. I was having a drink there, and then obviously get involved. Your heart's getting broke, or you're upset. You know what I mean? You drink there. Then it's like you drink when you're sad now, because now when you're drinking when you're lonely. Lonely is a feeling of sadness, the emotion. Drink, so it's linked to that, like, oh, you know, I'm lonely, no girl, you're trying to link up some girl, no girls coming round, drink. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because even when I stopped smoking weed, I'd still be drinking. I never stopped drinking, because my drinking wasn't like that, even though it kind of was when you think back to it, because sometimes we'd just be like stood at the shop on the daytime, like all through summer, man's like drinking through the day, buy a bottle, couple bottles, or a couple man have got bottles, it's daytime, it's summertime, we're outside the shop, you know what I mean? Like, and that's it. We've got the cups, we've got the mix that we're just drinking and smoking, and that's normal. Or moved on to Caneyes, met some girl, she put me onto Caneyes, I introduced Caneyes to the man, them were on Maggie's. What's that other one called now? Cherry B, man's on the, then it's just like one of them ones where it's like man's drinking, possibly a period where man's drinking every day, and you know why? Because man's all in a Maggie with a spliff, the evening spliff, all a Maggie, all in a fucking Caney. 2 for 150 or something, or all in a Cherry B, 4 for £3 or 4 for 250 or something. You know what I mean? Man, come through, yo, Cherry B. Only thing about that, it gives you the red. You know what I mean? And yeah, there's only one of them with a spliff because it's just making it, it's more lit. You know what I mean? It's litter. Not trash. Ed's gone, but you know me. So that's that bit. Locked up now. Locked up. Like I say, I'm locked up. I'm thinking, I've been here before. I'm like on the floor. I'm like looking around and watching people and that. Like, I'm chatting to my brethren, but I'm like looking around. Realizing certain things, obviously, chef, it's straight away. Normally, it's like the link up. Who are you? Where you from? Or he's from. Their man are from. Or boom, yo, this and that. He's from. Is it? Do you know? Yeah. Fast friends, rapping because they're my bedrins. Or they've done time. My bedroom was just here, and just left. While them man was like them man had come. While my man had been here a long time. Met him, fast friends, rapping because it's friends. He left after a couple of weeks, got out or something, and he's still here like a year or so later. I'm here now. So we're cousins. We're prison cousins. That's it. That's how it is. And yeah, and I'm looking around and I'm thinking, I've got the feeling that I've been here before. Like this feels like childhood when I'm locked up with all these other families that my mum's in hospital and that. But I'm looking around and thinking, this is like a warehouse. These aren't feds. They're not even physically fit. They're all like old or just like out of shape. And I thought this is just a warehouse for people, really. So anyway, that was one thought that went through my mind. And I've never really gone, like I see certain man in prison go off, man, mental, But normally when I find out, like them man have been in prison since YOs, so they've got a different view on prison. Like for one, I think they treat the YOs bad. But when you go in there, the YOs have got like a mentality that they adopt and then they take it through. There's no question of why that is later on. But that's why they put them with the men prisoners at some point, for them to adopt a new mentality. It's not too tribalistic and that. Anyway, one of the man names come, Chapel Town nigga. He's definitely the closest guy because he knows my brethren. He's saying all this, that and the other. He knows my brethren. So he was the closest one I'm with. Looked like me, like same age. My man's produced this thing and said, yo, take this, all this, smoke this. I'm like, what's this? It says spice. This is 2011. What the fuck is that? It's green. If it was red, black, orange, I'd have said no. But I'm a ganja man. I done told you I've only ever smoked weed. Believe me. I'm like, what? So the thing's green. It's only gets you hyper in a spliff. So that's 2 things. I'm looking at this man, mixed race man. That's 3 things. He's from Chapel Town. That's 4 things. He knows my bedroom. That's 5 things. He's got my back. You know what I mean? That's 6 things. Went in the pad. Shone the pad, mate. Built it up. Smoked it. Spat a few bars. Didn't really feel nothing. He's asked me next day, how'd you find it? Didn't really know. Started spitting. He's like, oh, spitting, yeah? He's gone off like that's a symptom. I thought, but man, spits, me and this kid spit sometimes, you know what I mean? Just anyway. Smoked it again, felt it more this time. This was when spice was not what it is now. Like, so I smoked anyway through the sentence to escape. It was a coping mechanism because they can't catch it on the piss test at that time. I think they can now, but they couldn't catch it at that time. The schools didn't know about it. When they'd catch the green thing, they just think it's bud. Like, and that was it. Like, we weren't, like, it wasn't how it is now. It's different now because it's not even really, even though they're calling it spice, it's just like some spray or some chemical now where that was like, that was there, but that was like made properly. This is homemade with like alloy cleaner or something, or mad, I don't know, I'm out of the scene. I haven't smoked any drugs like since like November or December, October, November or December, I'm not sure where, 2015. And then I stopped smoking end of March 2016, cigarettes. So no bud, no spice since October, November 2015, so nearly 8 years, just gone 7 years, I think. Yeah. And then it's just gone 8 years, 7 years for the smoking, no smoking, cigarettes. I've had a couple of drinks here and there, but I don't really drink. I've had like 6 or 7 drinks in like 8 years. So yeah. Anyway, I drunk a bit of hooch. Like me and my like pad mates drunk, like shared like a litre or 2 I think we got 2 liters, 1 liters, 2 separate times. Then we shared it. But I wasn't really feeling it, and I didn't really like the guy that was making it. Like, man was on food and that, and I didn't trust him and that. And I'm thinking, yo, this guy's coming to you to buy food, but right, coming to you to buy food, but like he feels like you're treating him a set way. So then he's making this, and I'm thinking, as you know, it's not like. I says, do you know what? Bun this, and I never drunk hooch again. Like I drunk it that once. I think I just drunk it that once, you know. I don't think I even drunk that much. I says, fuck that, I don't trust my man still. So I never drunk hooch on the whole 6 years that I was in the second time. Or for the rest of the thing, I think I was only in for like six months then. So for the other 18 months that I did that time, I didn't drink like hooch anyway. I don't think I drink alcohol. I didn't drink alcohol either in Cat D. Both times, didn't drink alcohol one bit. Because I'm not really bothered now. So this sentence wasn't really bothered. The first sentence, I know that I go off batty. So any man that I've got like a slight problem with, I'm just one of them. Would have got drunk, look for him, it's on. You know what I mean? I'm getting kicked out, it's mad now. So I just didn't drink. So the reason for Spice, it was an escape it was just an escape. So that was like my coping strategy for prison, for that prison there. So yeah, so that's where the poor coping comes in. In terms of substances, so that's like my lead ups and then what I did and why I did it and what it is that you're getting away from kind of thing. So the escape was from the circus of the home for the weed. The escape was loneliness and when I was drinking, and trying to capture that like old school vibe of when you first start going out. And then the spice in the prison was to escape the prison, like, because no one can really cope with that prison environment. It's shit. It's just shit. Do you know what I mean? It's just different level. Some people really, really can't cope, but everyone that's getting high in prison, they can't cope. Do you know what I mean? It's called a head change because it's to not be there. So yeah, that's that. As for other coping strategies, let me think. Or poor coping, should I say? I didn't cope well with criticism or like put down just a lead to violence. I coped with that by my strategy was violence or aggression, intimidation. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, whether they've done it themselves or been the victim or witnessed it. Criticism, couldn't give me no feedback. I just take it wrong. We're on the therapeutic community, like that's what they have to give you, feedback, but it's give it in a positive way or a constructive way for you to learn and grow from. Not just you shit, you can't do that, you're an idiot, you're proper stupid all the time. I can get like that sometimes when I'm at my tethers, you know what I mean? But you know, in the capacity of my work and stuff, I give it constructively. But in my personal life, sometimes it can be hard because it's time and time again people aren't like taking heed. Do you know what I mean? So it can be difficult, and that's why you don't counsel anyone that you know. Do you know what I mean? So what else did I poorly cope with? There's a few things. So as you can see from this one, there was nothing fully that was done on the TC because I was already away from alcohol, drugs. Like I'd already stopped by the time I got there, so it was easy. It was just a bit more of an understanding of where it came from and what can lead up to it. So I know when I'm feeling lonely, like that's what a lot of people do in it. Like, do you know what? I thought you should go out when you're feeling sad or lonely or bored. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the sadness, boredom's like sadness, like loneliness, sadness. So the feeling sad, oh come on, let's do something. Or like when your mate's feeling sad, or your girl's feeling sad, you're like, yo, come on, let's go out. Do you know what I mean? Because to get drunk, to get away from stress as well. I could talk about cigarettes, stress, like smoking cigarettes first was like a showing thing, being a bit showy, messing about. Then I use it to replace weed. And obviously I smoked when I was stressed. When I did smoke, you know, I'd be smoking for all kinds of things. Even the weed, like the weed was not just coping because I'd smoke when I'm happy. Like, yo, come on, fuck this. Yo, it's a celebration, man. Yo, let me just build a spliff. Yo, build a spliff. You know what I mean? When I'm sad, happy, angry, and just calm down. When I'm stressed, they've done me head in. Like, everything. It was just to cope with everything. You know what I mean? Like, and same with alcohol, because it's part of the culture. So the weed's part of the subculture for the celebration. Alcohol's part of like UK Western culture. So, you know, celebration, get drunk, Christmas, funerals, you know what I mean, weddings, birthdays, christenings, the liquor's out, my G. So yeah, on top of, once again, loneliness, sadness, boredom, just no excuse, it's a Friday. That's what you do on a Friday. That's part of the culture, innit? It's Friday and Saturday. It's acceptable. That's why everywhere's open. So yeah. There'll be a few things. I'll probably touch back on this again. But what it is, I don't want to, because I could go into that relationship stuff in a little bit, but like I'll get into that on relationship instability, which will be the next one. But yeah, big up everyone that's, that does watch this. I do hope that this like touches people. I hope that people can see like how I was, what the transition was, my understanding, and how I am now, and can hopefully get some kind of resolve themselves in their life and progress. Because sometimes doing these things like the weed smoking, I'm an asthmatic, so the weed smoking didn't help my asthma, didn't help me on a healthy level. It didn't help my mentality, how I'm thinking. It perpetuated my paranoia. Do you know what I mean? My fears, my anxiety. Do you know what I mean? Which turned into like suspicion and paranoia. So that didn't help. As much as I liked it, in a sense, it was just habitual. So I just did it anyway without even thinking. And which was like the first thing on my mind, who's got weed? Because I didn't buy it in bunch. I just buy a £10 joint every day. I don't know why. I just did. That is how I started. That's what I just prefer, rather than having a big bag there. I guess where it is, it always felt fresher. Do you know what I mean? Like, rather than having a bag there that's going a bit stale or something. I don't know. But yeah. So this hindrances, I just hope like it does spark something in people for them to be able to like become their best version. Don't have to stop smoking. I'm not saying that. Everyone can do what they want to do. But yeah, I just hope at some point these things help, man. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's me gone. That's me done. Marcus, DQQ Lifestyle Podcast.